Learned
Yes,
speakers, distinguished members, friends of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I have great pleasure in extending a warm and hearty welcome to you all in this hand-holding workshop on UDEM and JAME registration this afternoon. We are thankful to Sri Biswarup Chakraborty, MSME Consultants, Subhida Consultants Private Limited, and Sri Biswajit Sarkar, JAME Business Facilitator, West Bengal and member, National JAME Training Team for coming on board today for this enlightened workshop. The Chamber has been organizing on a regular basis deliberations on contemporary issues affecting the growth of industry, trade and commerce. The objective of this workshop will be to provide hand-holding services to the MSME fraternity by addressing the issues relating to Udyam and JAME seller registration. The MSME sector forms the backbone of the economy and plays a significant role in the economic growth by contributing towards production, exports, and employment. MSMEs contribute around 29% to the India's GDP, comprise almost half of its exports, providing employment to around 11 crore people. It's a matter of great satisfaction that our state of West Bengal leads the MSME space in the whole country in terms of number of MSME units. Both the central and the state government have been very proactive in the development of this sector. The governments at their respective levels have come out with landmark policies for the growth and promotion of the MSME sector. However, regarding handholding of MSMEs, there is a deep disconnect between ideas and ground reality. We feel that all the important stakeholders, government, industry, banking sector, and others should come forward to address the issues faced by the enterprises and work towards solution thereof. As we all know, the new definition of MSMEs, small and medium enterprises, by the central government based on investments in plant and machinery and the coupled with annual turnover, which became effective 1st July 2020 this year, has brought in a sea change in the MSME sector. From now on, the enterprises having annual turnover up to rupees 250 crores can avail MSME benefits and incentives. This new composite formula of classification has made no difference between the manufacturing and the service sectors. Udyam registration has been made compulsory for all the enterprises, new or existing, which should be completed within 31st March 2021. The registration is to be done online based on self-declaration. On successful completion of the online procedure, Udyam registration number will be allotted on an e-certificate. Udyam registration will be provided to the enterprises. Registration of the government e-marketplace, which we commonly common parlance called as GEM, seller module is another important and significant matter for the MSMEs. GEM has been brought in place by the Government of India since December 2017. It is a complete paperless, cashless, and system-driven e-marketplace that enables procurement of common use goods and services with minimal human interface. The figures show that till date, there are about 46,800 buyer organizations on GEM, 5,26,000 odd sellers and service providers, out of which 1,23,000, roughly 1,24,000 belong to the MSME sector, with around 9,000 product categories and 140 service categories, having a total transaction value of 63,000 crores, with 57.8% of the value of orders going to the MSME sector. This is a very significant leap towards strengthening the MSME sector. The seller module provides huge opportunities to the MSMEs to do transactions with the government departments, PSUs, and the corporate sector. However, the units often face difficulties like repeated category mismatch and rejection of certain categories by the GEM portal. GEM has fixed categories for product and consumables, We feel that the categories should be made more flexible by adding new subcategories so that the sellers, resellers get the product of their choice. The technical expert committee of JAME has to check and to add or delete specification of the product in bid as per the suggestion of the bidders. This is very important as product innovation and development is a continuous process, and on ignoring bidder's suggestion, government may lose on buying the upgraded product. Details of registration procedures will be dealt within details by our esteemed speakers today. Thank you so much for attending this important workshop today. And now, with this, I welcome Sri Biswarup Chakraborty to start with his presentation on Udyam registration. Over to Biswarup.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev ji. A very good afternoon to everybody, those who are present today. And thank you, Shri Sanjeev Kothari ji, Chairman, MCCI Council of MSME, and Munmun Madam for inviting me today to share my knowledge on Udyam registration. So I'm sharing a small PPT on Udyam registration process. I think my presentation is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. So Udyam registration is a part of our Government of India's initiative Ease of Doing Business. This is a completely online registration process. No hard copy documents is required to submit anywhere or to attach. You don't have to visit any department for Udyam registration. You can do it by yourself. You don't have to upload any documents. Earlier, for UAM, sometimes PAN card used to be uploaded, but now nothing is required to upload, and no government fees is there. This is very important for everybody, that government don't charge any fee for Udyam registration. Some important points on Udyam registration. Like Udyam registrations are of two parts. One is for new enterprise, and another one is for those who already have EM2 or UAM, those who already registered under MSME. They will opt for second option, and those who are completely new, they will choose the first option. Then MSME means micro, small, and medium enterprise, and MSME registration can only be done by manufacturing and service industry. Okay, no other, trading industry or anybody else cannot done Udyam registration or any kind of MSME registration. So this is basically for manufacturing and service industry. Plant and machinery and equipment's value will be considered as per the ITR, as per income tax return, and turnover will be considered as per GST return. Incorporation date and commercial production date, these two dates are required for filing Udyam registration. So both are different, two things are completely different. So people used to put incorporation date and commercial production date same, but please don't do that. Put the incorporation date on that column of incorporation date and put your commercial production date. The first date when you have started your production, you put that date on the commercial production date. Both are different things. Choose your NIC code as per your requirement, as per your service and manufacturing process. Then enterprise should file only one Udyam registration. Previously, people used to file 2, 3, 4 Udyog Aadhaar as per their requirement on the basis of their units, number of units. But now strictly government has mentioned in their notification that one enterprise should file only one Udyam registration. That means that how many GSTIN is linked with a single PAN of an enterprise, that will be treated as one enterprise in total. You have 10 number of units all over in India under the same PAN, but you have to file one Udyam registration, and you can put the details of your units located everywhere in India in a single registration form. You don't have to file it unit wise. Then ITR can be, I mean, those who don't have income tax return or GST return, a completely new unit, they can file Udyam registration on self-declaration basis. Like those who have started just now, they haven't filed any kind of return, IT return or GST return. So they need Udyam registration. So they can file it on self-declaration basis, and it will be valid till 31st March 2020 and for the this financial year. After that, after this completion of this financial year, when they will file IT return or GST return, then automatically their investment and turnover will be calculated as per the return. Udyam registration can be modified, can be amended. Previously, there was no scope of modification or amendment, but now just a week back, they have given the option for amendment and modification. So if you have already made any kind of mistake, then you can amend your Udyam registration. These are the informations that you require for filing Udyam registration. Like you need a mobile linked Aadhaar number of proprietor, partner, director, or whoever may be the authorized person of your enterprise. The name as per the Aadhaar card, organization type, PAN number, ITR. If you have filed ITR, then mention that which ITR that you have filed, 3, 5, 6, 4. Then mobile number, email ID, social category, you are specially availed or not, just mention yes or no. Name of the enterprise, basically name of the enterprise, they directly fetch it from the PAN number. You don't have to put name of the enterprise name. That will automatically be filled according to the PAN number. Then location of the enterprise, already I have said, if you have multiple locations, then put multiple locations. If you have only one location, then you just mention the location of your unit. Then official address you mention. Then you mention EM2 or UM. You have, if you have any EM Part 2, Entrepreneurs Memorandum Part 2, or UAM, then mention the registration number. But in most of the cases, those who choose the first option, the option for new first time registration, they don't have EM2 or UM, so you can make it like it's not applicable for you. Then put the incorporation date, registration date, and commercial production date. Bank details you mention there. Then you mention whether you belongs to manufacturing or service. What is your major activity? You just select manufacturing or service. Then choose the NIC code, National Industrial Classification Code. This is very important. You have to choose NIC code according to your manufacturing activity or service activity, which is related to you. Then number of persons employed, like male, female, how much employment you generate. You have to bifurcate into male, female, and others. Then depreciated cost on 31st March 2019. This is the cost they automatically fetch those who already have filed ITR, but you have to put it if you are applying Udyam registration on self-declaration basis. Then only you have to put this depreciated cost. Otherwise, automatically they will fetch the detail as per your income tax return for the financial year 18-19. Then point number 20 is cost of pollution control, research and development, and industrial safety. This cost you have to put on self-declaration basis. So if you have any kind of cost, you have incurred any cost for pollution control devices, research and development, and industrial safety device, you can mention that cost. It will be deducted from the actual depreciated cost that they will fetch from your income tax return, and they will give the actual amount. Like they will deduct the cost mentioned that will mention for pollution control, research and development, and industrial safety. They will exclude it. Then point number 21 is total turnover. Again, total turnover will they will fetch from your GST return. You don't have to put it. And export turnover, if you have any kind of export turnover, you mention on self-declaration basis that I have export turnover of this much. So it will be deducted from the total turnover. and the actual amount will help to ascertain whether you belong to micro, small, or medium. Then general, they ask two things, like you are interested in GEM portal, government e-marketplace is very important. Those who are interested, they can opt for yes option. And if you're interested in trades also, you can opt for yes option. Otherwise, you can make it no. So these are the informations that you required before start filing your application for Udyam registration. So this is, I'm going to explain the process. So this is the Authenticate website. Don't go to any other website. This is the Authenticate website, udyamregistration.gov.in. When you'll visit this website, you'll find two options. First one is for, this is for the new entrepreneurs, those who don't have any kind of EM2 or UAM, and this is for those who have UAM, Udyam registration. So you'll choose this one. Those who have EM2, they also have to choose the first option, because otherwise they cannot fetch your information from EM2. EM2 was offline earlier. Now we have to, for new registration, I'm showing the new registration process, or those who have EM2. So first you have to put the Aadhaar number of your director, partner, proprietors, or your authorized person, and name as per the Aadhaar card. Then you have to generate OTP. Then after validation of your Aadhaar number and name, you have to put the organization type. If you have PAN, then select yes, then put the PAN number. If you have filed ITR, then put yes, and which type of ITR you have filed, you mention that. GST number, if you have GST number, then put yes, otherwise you put no. Then after that part, you have to fill the mobile number, email ID. Point number 5 will automatically will be fetched from PAN card. Okay, when you put the PAN card number, then automatically the name of the company or the name of the proprietor, it will show here. You can't edit this portion. Then after that, you mention social category, gender, especially able or not, just basic things. It was already for Udyog Aadhaar also, you have to mention all this information earlier. Then name of the enterprise. This portion you can edit the name of your company if you want. You can edit the name of your company. Then unit name. If the unit name is similar to the name of your enterprise, then just mention that and add more. If you have any different name, like if you have 2, 3, 4 units and they have different names under same company, so you can mention the unit's name and just click on add more button. So one after another, you will get to see the name of your companies, name of your units. Then the location of your plant. If you have more than one plant location, then just repeat this process and then do add more. Then you will get all the plant address one after another in the same list. So I have one, so I have mentioned only one address. If you have multiple, you can easily add multiple addresses, no issue. Then mention the official address of yours. What I suggest, that please mention if you have a single unit, then please mention your official address, the same address of your unit. If you have unit in Howrah and your office is in Kolkata, don't mention the address of your Kolkata address in this official part. Otherwise, the DIC District Industry Center will be linked with the official address only. Generally, District Industry Center should be according to the location of your plant, not as per the location of your office. So I suggest that if you have a single unit, then please mention the location of your unit in this official part. Then your DIC will be okay. Otherwise, it will show you that the District Industry Center in Kolkata, but your unit is somewhere else. Then mention if you have EM2 number or EOM, just mention here. Otherwise, if you don't have, if you are registering for the first time, then just make it not applicable. Put your incorporation date. If you have started your production, then make it yes and put the commencement of commercial production date. Mention the bank details here. Then mention your major activity like manufacturing or service or whatever. then select the NIC code. So if you belongs to manufacturing, then first select manufacturing, and then you will get the drop down NIC codes related to manufacturing. If you belongs to service, then click on service, then you will get the drop down of services. If you have both, then select it accordingly. First, if you want to select manufacturing, then select it. After that, you can select service. You can select multiple NIC codes, no problem in that. The number of persons in male, female, others, like that, you have to fill. No space you can fill. You cannot keep it blank. You have to put anything. If others, in the others portion, if no employment belongs to any other category, then just put 0. So you cannot keep any portion blank. You have to write not applicable or just make a hyphen, anything. Then we have come in the last part. Here is the written down value that generally they fetch from ITR, the WDV value of your plant and machinery or equipment. This A portion will be blocked. You cannot put anything. They will fetch it from your ITR income tax return for the financial year 18-19. So only you can able to write. You can put the figures when you will opt for this self declaration basis option. So if you have already filed ITR for the financial year 18-19, then this portion will be blocked. They will calculate it automatically. Then point number B, you can put the informations of pollution control device, cost of pollution control device, research and development, industrial safety. You can put it. So they will simply deduct cost from B from A, and then they will put the actual cost for defining your unit as micro, small, or medium. Same process for turnover also. The A portion will be blocked. It will they will fetch the information from your GST return, and if you have export turnover, then you will get an option here to mention the cost of export turnover, and then net turnover will be calculated accordingly. Then you have to mention here whether if you're interested in GEM and trades, then just make it yes, otherwise make it no. So here you cannot see any kind of DIC because I haven't mentioned any kind of address in official address portion. Once you mention official address portion, then automatically DIC, this application form will come automatically fetch DIC. If you mention any address of Howrah, then automatically DIC will be Howrah. Then you have to submit and get final OTP. Once you put the OTP, then you will get this message from Ministry of MSME that your Udyam registration is done. You will get this number. This is your Udyam registration number or MSME number. For those who will apply as new for the first time, it will take 3 to 4 days for them to get the registration, and the registration will be like this. You have to put Udyam registration number here after 3-4 days, and OTP you will receive in a mobile number or email. Put the OTP, and if the registration is ready, certificate is ready, you will get this certificate. This is a replica of Udyam registration certificate, and all these details will be mentioned here. I want to discuss regarding NIC code also, because some people often ask me that what is NIC code, how will choose NIC code, how will select NIC code. So this is actually the latest NIC class A, National Industrial Classification Code 2008. This is the latest one, and all the NIC codes that you will get in Udyam registration application form is based on this 2008 NIC code details. So I'm giving you one example. 2-digit, 4-digit, and 5-digit NIC codes are required for Udyam registration. 3-digit is not required. So I'm just giving you one example. Those who are confused with the NIC code, how to select NIC code. So for an example, this is a 2-digit code, division 10 for food processing. Suppose I am having one rice mill. So I need to choose NIC code for my manufacturing activity. So this is NIC code 2-digit 10. You will get other NIC codes accordingly. So under 10, it's for manufacturing of food products. So I have to choose rice mill. So rice mill is comes under group 106. So I have to find group 106, and under 106 you will find subgroup like 1061 and manufacturing of grain mill products. And under this subgroup you will get another NIC code, 5-digit NIC code. This is for 10612 for rice mill. So this is how you can identify your NIC code as per your requirement, as per your manufacturing activity or service activity. And one more thing, some people has asked me that they have identified NIC code before filing Udyam registration, and after that, when they have started filing, when they have searched for some NIC code, they haven't get that in the drop down. I would like to mention that this notification was during the time of Udyog Aadhaar registration, and it is still valid for Udyam registration also. That these are the NIC codes, these are the activities which are excluded from for registration under MSME. These are the activities which are not considered as any either as manufacturing, not as service activity. These are all excluded from MSME registration portal. So if any kind of activity you are associated with, like NIC code 2, 3, 45, 46, 47, 97, 98, or 99, so you cannot obtain for Udyam registration. These are the codes you won't find for Udyam registration. So be careful before filing Udyam registration or before starting the application process, that you shouldn't belong to this, all this NIC, your activity should not belong to all this NIC code. And NIC code 1 is also excluded, but some of the 5-digit activities are mentioned under are applicable, eligible for Udyam registration. These are the NIC codes, 5-digit NIC code, which are eligible under MSME registration. If you belongs to any kind of activity, your unit enterprises belong to any kind of activity, then you can definitely go for Udyam registration. So thank you so much. So, if anybody has any query, then I can able to address.
Thank you, Biswarup Babu. I think we should start question answer once the presentation by you and Biswajit Babu also concludes. Okay. So we quickly move on to the Biswajit Sarkar for chain related presentation. Over to Biswajit Babu.
Mr. Kothari, and thank Mrs. Mukherjee for organizing this seminar from Merchant Chamber of Commerce and inviting us to deliver a session on MSMEs registrations.
Sir,
and
Mr. Sarkar, switch on your video. You can't be seen.
yeah, because I need to share a presentation, so that's the reason.
Okay. All right.
Let me share my screen now, please, for the presentation.
Okay, please. I've made you the presenter. Please.
Yeah. I hope my screen is visible.
So your voice is not very clear. There is a lot of humming sounds. Your voice is not clear. Very. There are a lot of humming sounds.
Sanjeev ji, probably unke yahan pe either two devices are running concurrently. Possible. That happens.
Yeah, Pawan ji, right. That may be the possibility.
Yeah.
So, Biswajit Babu, if you can kindly check if there is no concurrent presentation, the videos or two mobiles side by side, because that affects the quality of the
Hello. Yeah, could you hear me? Hi, Mr. Kothari, could you hear me?
You, but there is lot of humming sound.
Okay, just a moment. Just a moment.
Mr. Biswajit, kindly reduce the audio level of the device you are using. If you reduce the audio level slightly, it should be better.
I'm once again connecting my audio.
বিশ্বজিৎ স্যার রিডিউস দি ভলিউম স্লাইটলি, তাহলে অনেকটা ভালো হবে। একটু ভলিউমটা কম। হ্যাঁ, এবারে বলুন।
এবার কি শোনা যাচ্ছে ঠিকঠাক?
শোনা যাচ্ছে,
এবার শোনা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ,
শোনা যাচ্ছে অনেক লাউড, কিন্তু
আগে
অনেক
বেটার হয়েছে।
আচ্ছা, বেটার বেটার হচ্ছে।
আচ্ছা, এবার আমি আমার স্ক্রিনটা শেয়ার করছি তাহলে।
হ্যাঁ, প্লিজ।
I hope my screen is visible to all. দেখা যাচ্ছে তো?
হ্যাঁ, দেখা
হ্যাঁ দেখা যাচ্ছে।
Okay, children. Okay, let's start this. Let's start the session now. So, as Mr. Kothari has already introduced, myself Bishwajit Sir, a master trainer for the zone of West Bengal, where currently I'm sitting in Nabanna Finance Department and facilitating the state of West Bengal. So, if I talk about GEM as an introduction, so GEM was actually launched when our Honorable Prime Minister, based on recommendation of the group of secretaries, decided to set up a dedicated e-market for different goods and services procured by government organization, its various departments and PSUs. So that means transforming DJSND to a digital.
Not audible.
No sound at all.
No sound come.
বিশুদ্ধ কিছু শোনা যাচ্ছে না।
Mr. Sharkar, are you there? Mr. Bishwajit
He's
Sharkar?
there. He's there, but I think there is some problem with this.
Yes, it is frozen. Actually, it is frozen.
Yeah.
Mr. Sharkar?
To disconnect and relog in, I assume. उनको एक बार मोबाइल पे अगर आप कॉल करें और बोले कि डिस्कनेक्ट करके वापस रीलॉग इन करेंगे।
Yes, I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm doing that.
আপনি
I'm
একটু
doing that.
একবার ওনাকে ফোন করুন প্লিজ।
He's joining back. He's reconnecting.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm actually trying to repair my audio. Just a moment for the actually delay.
Hello, I hope I'm audible to all now.
Yes, yes, yes.
better now.
এখন কোনো
better.
সাউন্ড শোনা যাচ্ছে না তো? ক্লিয়ার আছে তো আমার ভয়েস?
Clear.
Absolutely clear.
চলুন আমি তাহলে একবার আবার স্টার্টিং থেকেই ওখান থেকে স্টার্ট করছি যেখানে ছেড়েছিলাম।
Yes,
ঠিক আছে?
please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so where I was talking about, so this is actually, so let me make my screen bigger. So as you can see in the screen, GEM was launched on 9th August 2016, and we have last month passed the 4th anniversary of launching the portal. And as you can see in the screen, its main feature is it's completely a cashless platform, it's completely a contactless platform, and because it's a digital platform, it's completely a paperless platform. So actually, if you talk about GEM footprint across the country, currently we have signed the MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding, with 34 states of our country, and other than only Rajasthan, Sikkim, our Kerala and Jammu and Kashmir, all are MOU signed state with GEM. So MOU signed state means that they are going to use GEM as their public procurement domain. And West Bengal has also signed the MOU 2 years back. That's why I'm facilitating the state of West Bengal currently. So this, you can see in the screen, is number of financial institutes or bank who are partnered with GEM, and these are the number of industry association partner who are facilitating the portal on time-to-time basis. We are also integrated with MSME, Income Tax Department, NCA 21, PFMS, that is Public Financial Management System, and Aadhaar for the various integration of the portal. So if I talk about some of the key statistics or what GEM has achieved in this 4 years of its journey, so number of buying organization, that is only the government buyer, which includes state government, central government, railways, defense, and various central and state PSUs. So we have number of 46,700 plus. Seller and service providers who are registered in this platform are more than 5 lakhs. Product that gets already added in this portal are more than 15 lakh 55,000. So actually this figure gets changed on everyday basis, and you're going to get an update because everyday procurement is happening throughout the country for the public procurement domain. And as GEM is a national public procurement portal, so these figures gets changed on per day basis. So total number of orders generated till date is more than 45,85,000, and GMV, which is gross merchandise value or transactional value, that is being done through this portal is 62,455 crore till this in this 4 years of its journey. Number of product categories which you could find in this portal are 8,500 plus. Number of service category, because in GEM we not only provide products to the government for the procurement, there are 140 service categories also which is been created and which is been procured by the government department, starting from any manpower outsourcing service to cloud service or any other decoration service, then automobile service. Everything is available in this portal. Service offerings, we have more than 40,000, and MSME sellers and service providers are 1,20,000 plus. And the most interesting fact for the MSME sellers, which is very actually enduring for them to get registered in this platform, is 58.31% of the total order value has gone only to the MSME sectors, because the government is emphasizing and pushing on the MSME sectors to more and more get registered in this platform and to utilize this platform for their business and for the development. So out of that total figure of 62,000 crore, 58% plus has gone to the only to the MSME sector. And the most interesting part is that there is nothing called registration charges, there is no operational cost, there is no marketing cost for you to sell in this portal. You just need to register in this portal and then do your business with the government sector. And someday you can find that the Prime Minister office or any state chief minister office where your furniture or the chairs that you are selling, they are using. And that made possible only through this platform. Any paper, any stationery item, any cab hiring service which you are selling from any part of the country or from a rural part of West Bengal, you can actually register and actually supply to any part of the country to make it possible only through this platform. So the procurement cycle, if I talk about how much time it takes for a seller to get registered in this platform, for a seller to get registered, as you can see in the screen, it takes hardly 20 minutes to register, whereas before GEM in conventional mode of procurement, it took more than 4 months for a seller to get registered, because there is lot of nitty-gritties, there is lot of documentations, process to work with the government. So now with the implementation of GEM, we are trying to minimize that, so that each and every seller with any part of the country can actually sell their product to the government sector. So it takes hardly 20 minutes for a seller to register in this platform. Uploading of their catalog takes place, because this is one of their store. Like if you have any physical store, GEM is also one of your virtual store where you are selling your product, where you need to showcase your product which you are selling. So it takes hardly 48 hours to 96 hours to get registered and sell through GEM. And whereas it was 4 months before to add your product or to get registered with your product. After that, you delivered your product as per the order that you received from the government department, and actually CRAC means consignee receive acceptance certificate. When you actually delivered any product to any government sector, the consignee of that buying organization create a crack, what we call it. Yes, that is has to be done within 10 days of receiving of the item. After creation of the crack, GEM is also ensuring that you get your payment on timely basis. So as per GTC or general terms and condition of GEM, payment has to be credited to the seller account within 10 days of accepting or creation of consignee receive acceptance certificate. So this is the basic life cycle of procurement for a seller. So let's take you through certain advantages of a seller through this platform. It gives direct access to all government department, means with one registration only you can get the access of selling to any government organization of the country. So for any defense supply, you don't have to register under the defense portal. For railway, you don't have to register in a railways portal. For state government, you don't have to follow the tendering what they actually float. So this is actually a one-stop shop for all access to the government organization. So it also provides a dynamic pricing, means price can be changed as per their market condition. If the GST percent or the tax changes, or if the raw material prices gets changed, so you can actually change the price or decrease the price as and when required, because it's a dynamic platform. So that flexibility is given to the seller. It provides a strong rating system, because as per your procurement process or as per your performance in the procurement cycle, you will be automatically rated by this system as per your delivery, your reach, your time of delivery, quality of product. So you will be rated on those parameters. So we have also introduced new product suggestion facility for the seller through crowdsourcing of categories, where you find any product category which is not available, you can actually suggest a new product category for the GEM admin to add that item. So seller friendly dashboard for selling and monitoring of supplies and payment. We are actually provide a seller friendly dashboard where you can actually monitor the order, the number of payment which is due, the number of payment which is already been credited. You can actually check those status through your dashboard only. News and event section for regular update. So because GEM is a virtual platform, various news and there is a various event that takes place from time to time, being because last month only we have conducted a CII National Procurement Conclave through GEM on virtual basis, so where it was been done for 1 month long basis. So all those new updates or events that is being coming or which is been going on, you can actually check the updates. New on GEM shows the list of all the products and services that gets added on time to time basis for you to get registered in this platform. So this is some of the key advantages for a seller to get registered in this platform. So now I will take you quickly through the procurement mode which a buyer can actually avail from this platform. So as per GFR, there are 4 different procurement methods. First one is direct purchase. Direct purchase nothing other than the online shopping portal which we see as Amazon and Flipkart. Is absolutely quite similar to the same, where actually the buyer log in with the user ID and password, search for the product of their requirement, and they place the order to that particular seller. It doesn't require any comparison. It doesn't have any limitations for procurement. It is absolutely similar to the other online private portal. Next we have, as per GFR, what we call it as L1 direct purchase, which is limited from 25,000 to 5 lakh rupees, where actually the buyer need to compare between 3 different product or 3 different OEM or brand, and then the system will show the one L1 which is system generated, and if that buyer goes with that L1, they can go for direct purchase within the value of 25,000 to 5 lakh rupees. Third, we have bid and reverse auction as a mode. So for bidding and reverse auction, it is what we call it as e-bidding. There is no limitation as per GFR. So any buyer, if they want to procure any product within the value of 500 also or 5,000 also, they can actually go for bidding or reverse auction. Because as per GFR, there is no minimum amount that is been given for procurement, but mandatorily as per GFR, any value which is which the buying organization wants to procure above 5 lakh rupees, they has to go for bidding only. And fourth, we have the procurement mode, what we call it as PAC, or proprietary article certificate procurement, where we call it as a brand specific procurement. So suppose any government officer wants to procure Apple iPad or an Apple iPhone for any higher designated officer of his organization. So then they can go for PAC purchase or proprietary article certificate purchase or brand specific purchase, which needs the approval of their competent authority. And PAC purchase limitations is 25,000 for direct purchase, and above 25,000 they has to go for mandatorily bidding option. So this is the basic 4 mode of procurement which a buyer can avail through government e-marketplace. So this is a very important actually points for you to know. As per public procurement policy for MSME, order number 2000 order of 2012 notified under section 11 of MSME Act, which mandates 25% of procurement of goods and services only through MSME sector, in which 4% has to be done from SC/ST and 3% mandate only through women entrepreneurs. So out of the total procurement, 25% has to be mandatory procured from the MSE sector, in which 4% from SC/ST seller and 3% has to be for an woman entrepreneur seller. So what are the other benefits which extend to the MSME? Those are tender sets free of cost. There is nothing called tender charges from this portal. Exemption from earnest money deposit. So if you register in GEM portal and you are registered as a MSE seller, so you are exempted from EMD submission. EMD we know is earnest money deposit, which the buyer takes when they float a bid in as a public procurement system. So purchase preference for MSE 25% to MSE within L1 for plus 15% on matching the L1. So suppose in any order, any non-MSE seller quotes a price of 100 rupees and he is standing as a L1. So actually that buying organization can give preference up to 5 MSE seller who have quoted within L1 15% bracket. So up to 115 rupees which MSE seller has quoted, they can be taken into consideration, and 25% of those quantity of the order can actually go to the MSE seller if they match the L1 price. So we also made 358 item exclusively reserved for MSE sector seller only. So these are the basic benefit that you get if you register in GEM portal with MSME status. So we are also have prioritized on MSE TriFed. TriFed means Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation, SHG, self-help group, and various weavers and artisans. So if I can talk about, we have already done 1 lakh weavers onboarding and 18 lakh artisan and craftsmen already onboarded in this platform in last 4 months period, and various categories in home and living, as you can see in the screen, in apparels, accessories and essential items, which are already been created in GEM platform for the benefit of various weavers and artisans and self-help group sellers. So now I'll take you and talk about how you are going to sell in GEM. So the basic, there are 5 processes of selling through GEM. The first one is seller registration, where the seller is actually creating the user ID and password. Next, he needs to update the profile with the banking detail. If you have the ITR detail, GSTIN detail, office location details, you have to update your profile. Next, product and service listing. After completing your profile updation, you need to list your list your products or the catalog which you want to offer to the government sector. You have to list and publish those catalog. After you publish those catalog, and if you receive the order, you have to receive the order as per the various direct purchase mode or any bid or reverse auction mode as taken by the government buyers. And after that, you need to create the invoice for the product or any service which you have delivered. You have to create the invoice on online basis. So this is the 5 steps of selling through GeM. So you have to register, then do the profile updation, upload your catalog and publish, then receive the order as per the procured method or mode taken by the buyer, and you have to create the invoice online after you deliver the product. So let's take you through the prerequisition for registration in GeM platform. So for primary user registration, these are the mandatory documents which is required. Kindly note down: Aadhaar number, virtual ID of the Aadhaar or PAN number of the user is required. Mobile number has to be linked with the Aadhaar, or only mobile number in case if you are going for with PAN registration. Active email ID, document as per constitution type such as CIN if you are a company based business, PAN number. DIPP is the Department of Planning and Promotion, which is a startup organization number if you are a startup organization and DIPP recognized. UAM number is Udyog Aadhaar Memorandum, or now what we call it as Udyam registration. ITR details to complete your profile. Then address details and registered address has to be given as per your income tax return, and bank account details has to be provided for a primary user or primary seller to get registered in this platform. Secondary user registration required Aadhaar number, mobile number which is linked with the Aadhaar, and active email ID. So these are the prerequisite for registration in this platform. So kindly note down, this is some of the important notes. So registration of primary seller on GeM should be done by an author of the organization, means director of the organization or authorized signatory of ITR. Primary seller have an option to create secondary seller to assign roles like bid participation, creation of catalog and order fulfillment. So if the primary user thinks you will not be able to handle each and every activity of procurement in GeM, that primary seller can actually create secondary seller who will be the deputies or any executive office organization who can be created as secondary seller to assign the role like bid participation, creation of catalog or invoice creation. For MSE seller, an Aadhaar number which is linked with the same is required. For startup, as I already told, Department of Industrial Policy or promotion number and mobile number which is linked with the same is required. And no separate registration is required for a seller and service provider. So if you are a product seller as well as service provider of any AMC services or any other services, you can actually offer both these product and services in this platform with one registration only. No different registration is required, no other portal to be followed. This is one-stop shop for all government organization procurement. So you can actually reach out to the help desk number which is visible for any technical issue, or you can directly go to GeMe and FAQ section. That will be very, very helpful for you under need a help section for answering any question or query if you have, or you can directly call on this help desk number on this day basis, which is there for any technical issue or support regarding your assistance. So with that, I end my session. Thanks a lot for listening so patiently.
Thank you, Mr. Sarkar, for your
Thank you.
excellent presentation. And now the session is open for question answer now. So already I see there are a lot of question answer on already being posted in the chat. So there is a question Ms. Moumita Biswas has posted that she has already registered under Udyam Aadhaar, but she can't click GEM portal. Can she now rectify the Udyam Aadhaar? So, Biswarupda, please.
Yes, now she can again amend her registration, Udyam registration. Okay, and she can select a yes option for the GEM.
A question from Bidut Sarafji. How could you please clarify if one person's having Aadhaar card can be used only for one registration or can have multiple registration?
See, currently, earlier it was told that only one Aadhaar card will be used for one registration, but I think it can be used for multiple registration also. I mean, for multiple units, multiple enterprise. But again, I need to check. I need to check that.
Okay, okay. So please check and respond. So Bidutji, we will come with a concrete suggestion later on. And Devdatta ji has posted, could you clarify if there is multiple bank accounts, then including loan account, what should be loaded there?
Any bank account. It's not
Any
specified.
bank account?
Yes, any single bank account.
Maybe loan one, maybe normal one, right?
Normal one. Yes, absolutely correct.
Yeah. Then Anuji has posted that in point number 13 of registration, official address of the enterprise, their company's registered office is in West Bengal, but have two different units in two different states. So, what address they should put in as official address?
They can either put address of any of their unit, their first unit address or the second unit address, or if they are comfortable to put their official address, the West Bengal address or any official address, they can put that also.
There's a question from Jitendra ji. I am a wholesaler. Can I apply? If it is for Udyam, certainly not. But if it is for GEM, you can. Apurva Khandewal, as an manufacturing, do I need to register in Udyam and Udyog Aadhaar both?
No. Only Udyam registration.
Only Udyam registration.
Only, yes, Udyog Aadhaar registration has already stopped.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah, Arunji, please.
I am manufacturer of different chemicals. I am not getting my category.
Okay.
This question is for GEM, right?
This is for GEM.
Biswajit Babu, apnar jonno, please.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all,
So after you.
Sir, I have 2-3 things to say.
Yeah, I already got your question. Just listen to me. So if you are not getting your category which you are dealing on in GEM portal, you can actually suggest from a crowdsourcing of category, which I told at the time of presentation, where you can actually provide the details of the category and actually request GEM for addition of the category. Or this is one step, and the other step is if you are already supplying those products to any government sector, so you can actually ask that government buyer to raise a request to their RMS system in GEM portal for adding those categories for you to
So I have done both. I have done both. My customer, the proposed customer, or I am not supplying at the moment. The northern coalfields have already told GEM to register my product, but I am not getting any response. Whom to contact? I have 2-3 things to say. Number one, you should open an office in Calcutta where we can go and get our problem solved. Because whenever we are calling on your helpline number, there is no response.
I will request in that situation, you kindly check with that concerned buyer and check the status of that request which they have shared. Because in GEM, if any request come from buyer for any category addition, that are taken in foremost priority.
Biswajit Babu, can we suggest one thing? As you know that Merchant Chamber of Commerce and Industry are running a full-fledged help desk for MSME in their office. On as now it is a pandemic situation, but otherwise we used to hold on every second Thursday of every month. So why not GEM also join and help really give the handholding for the MSMEs?
Sir, we are already doing a hand-holding session through various calling activity and various online meeting and through this webinar. So if the seller is getting any issue, so they can actually get connected through the representative or the state representative through mail and through calling also if it's required.
So Arunji, you can contact Biswajit Babu to get your things
Yes,
done.
you can actually send the mail if you get any issue regarding any process or any registration issue or product
Sir,
uploading.
actually, we are not getting proper response of the mail sent on GEM for registration, for product identification, or any other problem which we are facing.
Sir, as I told you, you can for any product which is not available, you can actually ask the government buyer, or you can ask that government buyer to actually send me the mail so that I can forward it to the concerned GEM admin team. Okay? Because a category creation takes 15 days to 30 days time for GEM for adding those categories.
Actually,
If
we
it's
should
already
know
passed,
From Archana ji, just
Sir.
a moment. The question from Archana ji for
Yeah.
Biswarup, can a newly incorporated company registered at Udyam registration portal, as it will not be having any financial data?
There is no question for newly incorporated any enterprise to get registered under Udyam. How they will register? They have no unit address. They have no
So
financial
it is
data.
mandatory to have some financial data before getting registered, right?
Yeah, definitely. They should put something. They should put some investment figure. They should put some turnover. Something they have to put. Na?
No, investment figure may be there. The plant machinery cost, the project report may be prepared, but they don't have the financial data. But because they're newly incorporated company.
Yes. So it is suggested from my side to register under Udyam after you commence your commercial production.
If you are there, you have got your point. Any questions on GEM or Udyam?
Biswarup Babu, this is Subhasis from SRNB. Hello.
I have a question, sir. I have a question.
One at a time, please. One at a time.
Yes.
Yeah, you are Aditi Chatterjee, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Aditi, please.
Actually, my question is, what is the time limit for registration in Udyam or in GEM? Is there any time limit by which we have to register?
If you are
time limit. In GEM, there is no time limit.
Okay, sir.
So it is
And
upon
in
you when you are looking to actually register.
Okay. And in Udyam?
Yes, for Udyam registration, you have to register your enterprise by 31st of March 2021.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, my question is not complete. Can I get my answer?
So you have another question or same repeat?
Just one thing, as you told me that 15 to 30 days is required in registering the product. So we don't even know what, please make some guidelines that whether the government company have given you some information or not, which we don't know. So how, we should also be knowing that the government company has given you some data that register this product. Then only, otherwise we have to wait again and again, and it is a lengthy process.
So that's what I told you. Now there is two process for you to get registered. That is one for the seller to actually register and suggest GEM through crowdsourcing of category, which is available in GEM portal only. On the home screen, if you scroll, you will find crowdsourcing of category option over there. After you provide the details of your category, that will be taken into consideration by GEM, and it is not means absolutely 100% mandatory, or it will be done that category will be added. So those are taken as per the priority basis. So suppose out of the 100 requests GEM receives from crowdsourcing category option, so out of those 100 can be 60 categories will be added. And how those will be added, it will be taken as per the priority or as per the GEM admin, is as per the requirement from the buyer. Because sir, you are actually, your basic aim is to sell to any government seller. If the means to the buyer, if the buyer is not interested to procure those items, so GEM is not another Amazon, which where every seller wants to upload their product, they can upload, because the requirement has to be there from the government sector.
Yes, thank
Otherwise,
you.
आप प्रोडक्ट अपलोड करके रख के क्या करेंगे? वो तो कभी सेल नहीं होगा ना, अगर रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं होगा. अगर रिक्वायरमेंट है तो बायर को बोलिए बनाने के लिए रिक्वेस्ट. अगर वहां पे नहीं बन रहा है, उनको बोलिए आरएमएस का एक नंबर होता है, वो शेयर करने के लिए एक बार हेल्प डेस्क में.
अच्छा, आरएमएस का नंबर वो कहाँ से मिलेगा?
आरएमएस में एक ALIB बोल के नंबर, जो बायर जब आरएमएस के थ्रू से न्यू कैटेगरी क्रिएशन का रिक्वेस्ट बना के भेजता है, एक नंबर इशू होता है ALIB नंबर बोल के. वो नंबर एक बार आप हेल्प डेस्क में शेयर कीजिए, उसका डेट देके कि ये रिक्वेस्ट इतना तारीख को बायर को बोलिए भेजा था बनाने के लिए, एंड व्हाट इज द रिस्पॉन्स. बिकॉज GEM टेक दोज इनटू प्रायोरिटी केसेस जहां पे ऑलरेडी बायर हैज रिक्वेस्टेड फॉर अ कैटेगरी एडिशन.
Thank you.
जी.
Ashish Das, you want to raise some question?
Yes, sir.
Ashish Das.
মিস্টার বিশ্বদেব বাবু, আপনি যেটা বলছেন, আমরা ধরুন একটা নতুন কোম্পানি ইনকর্পোরেট করছি, যেখানে কোনো ফিনান্সিয়াল ডেটা এখন পর্যন্ত হয়নি, মানে কোনো রিটার্নও জমা পড়েনি, কোনো ইনভেস্টমেন্টও হয়নি. এখন উদ্যমে রেজিস্টার করতে গেছি, ওখানে আমরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি স্টার্ট করবো একটা মিডিয়াম স্কেল ইন্ডাস্ট্রি. কিন্তু যখন রেজিস্ট্রেশন করেছে, ওখানে দেখাচ্ছে যেহেতু আমরা কোনো ডেটা ওখানে পুট করিনি ফিনান্সিয়াল ডেটা, সেহেতু ওখানে দেখাচ্ছে ওটা মাইক্রো স্কেল দেখাচ্ছে. চেঞ্জ
ওটা নিজে থেকে হয়ে যাবে. যখন আপনি তো 18-19 ফিনান্সিয়াল ইয়ারের ডেটা দিচ্ছেন না এখন, 18-19 ফিনান্সিয়াল ইয়ারে কোনো আপনার ডেটা নেই, কোনো রিটার্ন সাবমিট করেননি বা কোনো ইনভেস্টমেন্ট ছিল না, ওই জন্য মাইক্রো স্কেল নিচ্ছে. অটোমেটিক্যালি যখন 19-20 বা 20-21 এর নেবে, তখন অটোমেটিক্যালি আপনার ক্লাসিফিকেশনটা চেঞ্জ হয়ে যাবে.
আচ্ছা, যদি ধরুন আমরা 2021 এর মধ্যে, মানে 31 মার্চের মধ্যে কোনো ইনভেস্টমেন্ট করলাম না, সেক্ষেত্রে কি হবে?
না, আপনি কি উদ্যম রেজিস্ট্রেশন নিয়ে নিয়েছেন?
হ্যাঁ, নিয়ে
নিয়েছেন. যখন তাহলে করলেন না, যখন মাইক্রোই থাকবেন.
আচ্ছা, আর যখন ওটাকে আবার যখন আমরা 2021-22 তে গিয়ে ওটার ইনভেস্টমেন্টটা করব, তখন অটোমেটিক্যালি
চেঞ্জ হয়ে যাবে.
রিগার্ডিং দ্য লোকেশন, আমাদের সাইট লোকেশন আছে, আপনারা তো 4টে ক্লারিফিকেশন করেছেন, ABCD 4টে জোন.
মানে কোথায় করেছে এটা?
এই যে MSCB এর আন্ডারে যেটা আছে, কি যে আমাদের যে জায়গা, যেমন হাওড়ার আন্ডারে যদি হয় তাহলে আমরা 20 জনের করছি, দুটো
5টা করেছে. 5টা করেছে.
না, ABCDE. এই যে জমি, এই যে ল্যান্ড গুলো আছে, ল্যান্ড গুলো কি আমাদের গভর্নমেন্টের ইন্ডাস্ট্রিয়াল পার্ক কিংবা গভর্নমেন্ট থেকে ল্যান্ড গুলো আছে না, আমাদের নিজেদের জমি আছে, আমরা সেখানে কিন্তু আমরা সেই বেনিফিট পাবো তো?
আপনি আপনি দুটো জিনিসকে একটু গন্ডগোল করছেন। এটা ইনি উদ্যম রেজিস্ট্রেশনের ব্যাপারে বলছেন, আপনি বাংলা সিস ইনসেন্টিভ স্কিমের ব্যাপারে প্রশ্ন করছেন। দুটো কিন্তু দুটো ডিফারেন্ট ইস্যু অলটুগেদার।
স্যার এখানে কি কোনো সাবসিডি বা বেনিফিট পাওয়া যাবে উদ্যম রেজিস্ট্রেশনে?
উদ্যম রেজিস্ট্রেশন করলে রেজিস্ট্রেশনের জন্য কোনো মানে সাবসিডি বা বেনিফিট পাবেন না, কিন্তু পরবর্তীকালে যদি কোনো গভর্নমেন্টের ইনসেন্টিভ পলিসিতে আপনি অ্যাপ্লাই করতে যান, তখন তো আপনার এই রেজিস্ট্রেশন সার্টিফিকেটটা ম্যান্ডেটরি। ঠিক আছে, বা আপনি হয়তো ব্যাংকের লোনের জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করছেন, এটা একটা দেখুন ম্যান্ডেটরি সার্টিফিকেট, একটা ইউনিট স্টার্ট করেছেন চালানোর জন্য দরকার, মানে আপনি এটা ভাববেন না যে এটা নেব, কেন নেব, কি বেনিফিট আছে এটা জেনে নেব, এরকম ব্যাপার নেই। এটা সব এন্টারপ্রাইজকে নিতে হবে।
এটা এটা অনেকটা এসএসআই সার্টিফিকেটের মতো, এটা এটা নতুন এসএসআই সার্টিফিকেট বলতে গেলে এইটাই, এটা প্রয়োজন। এটা না হলে আপনি এটা ম্যান্ডেটরি রিকোয়ারমেন্ট, আর এবং অল এক্সিস্টিং ইউনিটকে উইদিন মার্চ 2021 এর মধ্যে উদ্যম রেজিস্ট্রেশন করতে হবে, এটা কম্পালসারি।
হ্যালো স্যার,
বলি তো
একদম একদম একদম।
একটা আরেকটা কোশ্চেন শিবু শাহর কাছ থেকে এসছে যে ক্যান লিদার ব্যাটস ম্যানুফ্যাকচার অ্যাপ্লাই ফর উদ্যম?
হ্যাঁ শিওর, ওনার এনআইসি কোড 15 আছে, 2 ডিজিট যেটা আছে 15টা আছে, 15 নম্বর, তো একবার উনি ওটা চেক করতে পারেন।
Sir, I have a question for Mr. Vishwajit Sarkar for GEM. Can I ask?
Yes, please tell me.
Yeah, sir, right now that Mr. Arun Chaudhary was discussing about the addition of a product category on the GEM, I'm also in this same kind of an industry where my product category does not exist in the GEM, and neither my customer has added that product category. So, like, should we wait till they add that product and we go and register? Because we have been getting mails from different government organizations to register ourselves and on the GEM, but when we go on the portal, we don't find our product, and like we have to create our product, and we have like more than 30-40 products under our category, and none of them exist on the portal. So do we have to wait for the buyer to create that category and then we go to the GEM, or we create ourselves and request the buyer to do it?
Sir, in that situation, if your product is currently you're finding it's not available in the portal, and the buyer who are requesting you for adding the product in GEM portal, you can actually reach them and ask them to create those category as per their requirement in the same specification how they procure or how you sell to those government buyers. आप उनको बोलिए वो category हिसाब से GEM में create करने के लिए, and after that they can send you the invitation mail, and with that invitation link you can actually register and add your category of product.
Okay, we can do that. Or also, is there any notification system on the portal as well that we can, if we can put a notification that if this product category is added and we get a notification email?
Yes, you can through crowdsourcing of category. आपको home page में दिखेगा crowdsourcing of category. You can actually suggest GEM for adding those category, but if it gets requested from any buyer, that are taken in priority basis, because that will be ready to procure item होते हैं वो जल्दी बनते हैं category.
Hello sir, I have a question regarding GEM. Can I ask?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, sir, actually there is another company who has already registered as a OEM of our brand for a particular product. So that's why we cannot add ourselves as a OEM of this product. So what should we do?
But ma'am, that company has already done the authentication with the trademark certificate and those things. Now, how
is this possible,
two company can be a
sir?
brand owner of same product?
Yeah, but this is not possible.
Sorry?
Actually, we have the trademark certificate and all over the all the documentation which we require for to add as a OEM.
Is their product already live or published in GEM portal? You are able to see their product?
No. We cannot see to able to see the product. That product is not live.
So how get to know that it is been they have uploaded the product in GEM portal and all?
Actually, when we request to add our, to create our brand as a OEM of that product, there is a option to request to add our brand. So then there is
Have
a
you completed the
notification
vendor
that
assessment?
actually that's
Have you
the
completed
problem
the vendor
that we.
assessment?
Actually, that is a problem that we have OEM panel and reseller panel. We already have done everything, but we doesn't. हमारे पास वो option आया ही नहीं vendor registration का.
Just don't get confused over here. Just be clear in this concept. आपके पास OEM panel तभी आएगा after you complete the vendor assessment. You go to My Action after logging into your portal. For My Accounts in My Action, वहाँ पे आपको vendor assessment दिखेगा. You can be get exempted or you have to process.
But vendor assessment देख ही नहीं रहा है.
Profile. आप पहले देख लीजिए how much % of your profile is complete.
100%,
अगर आपका
sir.
profile 100% complete होगा तभी vendor assessment दिखेगा.
But
still you are not able to see vendor assessment.
No. But OEM panel is
that
visible.
will be a technique. The OEM panel is coming.
Yeah.
That means you have maybe completed the vendor assessment, na? Because OEM panel, unless and until you complete the vendor assessment, वो कभी दिखेगा ही नहीं GEM में. That means you have completed the vendor assessment.
अगर वो भी समझ लेते पर वहाँ पे डैशबोर्ड में कोई वेंडर असेसमेंट का कोई पोर्टल आ ही नहीं रहा है, मतलब कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है.
I think your OEM panel is getting shown and your vendor assessment is not there. You can do one thing. Through that OEM panel में आप एक बार जाइए, आप वहाँ पे देखिए OEM panel active है कि नहीं. You kindly search for the category which you want to add. Okay.
Actually, we have so many products. Okay, many categories. So one category is added as our OEM brand. 3 categories is already added. We request to your GEM portal and they are approved it. But for a single product, and that is our main product, we cannot proceed for that product.
What the error showing over there when you are looking to add that category?
That's a X company. I'm not taking the name of the company. That's showing that X company is already added as an OEM of this product.
Okay.
This is the
after you searching the category name, this is showing over there. So do one thing, ma'am. You take the screenshot over there and you must be having the trademark certificate of that product brand, na?
Of course.
आपके पास है ना trademark certificate?
हाँ है sir.
जी चलिए, बिल्कुल चलिए. Okay, no issue. Do one thing. You take that screenshot and also take your trademark certificate and MSME certificate and kindly send a complaint mail to GEM, okay, for evaluation of that category of product which is been added by that seller.
बहुत दिन से हो रहा है. हमने ये बहुत बार कर लिया है. बहुत बार आप लोग मतलब GEM की तरफ से कोई मेल भी आया है, रिप्लाई भी आया है, उसको कुछ और भी चाहिए होता है तो वो भी भेज दिया है, तो सब कुछ प्रोसीड्यूर हो गया है, पर ये हट ही नहीं रहा है.
Then you do one thing ना, you send a mail to the second level escalation. देखिएगा GEM पोर्टल में जाके आप पॉलिसी एंड मैनुअल्स में वहाँ मिलेगा, वो टिकट नंबर होगा आपके पास जो आपने भेजा है ना. With that ticket number, kindly send a mail with this document what I have told you to the second level escalation.
Okay.
They will check it. Okay.
Okay, sure sir. Thank you.
Thanks.
And Debjanidhi, I can also suggest you write your problems to Merchant Chamber. Miss Munmun Banerjee will take care and carry it forward to the GEM authority.
Okay, can I get her mail ID?
You can just personally write to then, or Munmundi will give her
Yes.
Straight away. মুনমুন্দি
Yes,
আপনি
I'm
আপনার
writing my
মেল
mail ID.
আইডিটা দেবযানী ব্যানার্জি ম্যাডামকে দিয়ে দিন। হ্যাঁ,
I'm writing on the chat box. Okay.
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
sure. Thank you, ma'am.
আচ্ছা, there is a question.
Sir, I have
Can transporter apply for Udyam? Viswarupda?
Yes, transporter can also apply for Udyam registration.
So, Mr. ভাবেশ পাল বাবু, আপনি যদি এখানে থাকেন, আপনার আনসারটা পেয়ে গেলেন, রাইট?
Sir, I have a question.
Please, বলুন।
Sir, actually, we are the Indian agent of our foreign companies. So, who will register? মানে আমরা রেজিস্টার করব না আমাদের ফরেন কোম্পানিজ এর নাম দিয়ে রেজিস্টার করব?
কোথায়?
জেম পোর্টালে।
এটা বিশ্বজিৎ বাবু বলবেন। বিশ্বজিৎ বাবু।
You will register your company with the OEM authorization letter as a deemed OEM. আপনি রেজিস্টার করবেন ডিমড OEM হিসেবে জেমে। ডিমড OEM এর একটা ফরম্যাট অলরেডি আছে, দেখবেন ওই ফরম্যাটটা ফিল আপ করে আপনাকে জেমে পাঠাতে হবে। তারপরে আজ এ ডিমড OEM স্ট্যাটাসে আপনি আপলোড করতে পারবেন।
আমি নিচ্ছি।
ওকে। আমাদের যে অথরাইজেশন পার্সন আছে, মানে ফরেন যে কোম্পানিজ আছে, ওদের থেকে কোনো সিগনেচারের ব্যাপার আছে কি? মানে ওরা কোনো
হ্যাঁ, ওনার থেকে OEM অথরাইজেশন লেটারটা নেবেন না?
আচ্ছা, ওটা নিয়ে আমি জেম পোর্টালে
ওরা লিখে দেবে আপনাকে that in India you are authorized to work as a deemed OEM for our company বলে এরকম লিখে দেবে। দেখবেন একটা ফরম্যাট আছে ডিমড OEM, ওটা ডাউনলোড করে নিয়ে ওনাকে ফিল আপ করে পাঠিয়ে দেবেন।
আচ্ছা, থ্যাংক ইউ।
হ্যালো, আমার একটা কোয়েরি আছে।
Yes.
Any other questions?
Yeah, hello, I have a query.
Yes, please. Give your name and ask your question. Your name is not appearing there.
Hi, I am.
Can I ask one question?
Your name is appearing as TMN. So please identify yourself and post your question.
Yes. I am Krishna Chaudhary from Link Pen and Plastics. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, we have registered in GEM. Okay, and we have faced some issues while bidding. So while I am trying to bid, they are asking ATC certificate. ATC certificate. I don't have any idea what is ATC certificate. There are some other questions also about turnover and others. But what is ATC certificate?
ATC means additional terms and conditions certificate. It is asking. तो आप एक बार बिड डॉक्यूमेंट डाउनलोड कर लीजिए। बिड डॉक्यूमेंट में देखिए वहाँ पे एडिशनल टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन कुछ दिए होंगे बायर। उसको अगर आप एग्री करते हो, आप देने के लिए एग्री हो वो बिड में एज पर दी ATC रिक्वायर्ड बाय द बायर, you can give a authentication in your letter pad of your company with seal and stamp and upload that document as a ATC.
ओके, थैंक यू। और एक चीज है कि मेरा कुछ स्पेसिफिकेशन मैच नहीं कर रहा है। जैसे कि मेरा जेल पेन जो है वो 0.6 का है, ठीक है, लेकिन वहाँ पे 0.7 एंड 0.5 दिखा रहा है। तो मैं अपना कुछ प्रोडक्ट जो है उसको अपलोड ही नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ। तो मैंने एक बार कस्टमर केयर में फोन किया तो उन्होंने बोला आप बायर को
जरूरत नहीं है। कस्टमर केयर में कॉल करने की सब के लिए जरूरत नहीं होता है। आप एक काम कीजिए, आप वहाँ पे ऐड कैटेगरी जहाँ पे जा रहे हो ना, वहाँ पे नीचे देखिए चेंज एंड सजेशन फॉर न्यू स्पेसिफिकेशन।
हाँ सर,
वहाँ पे अगर स्पेसिफिकेशन में
मैंने उसमें भी मेल किया है सर।
वहाँ पे कीजिए। वहाँ पे अभी नया बना है फंक्शन, लास्ट वीक को ही बना है। वहाँ पे जाके एक बार वहाँ पे मॉडिफाई करके कैटेगरी अपडेशन में कीजिए, नॉट न्यू कैटेगरी क्रिएशन। हाँ, कैटेगरी इज ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड, यू आर आस्किंग फॉर अपडेशन। वहाँ पे जाके आप जो चाह रहे हो चेंज करने 0.5 या 0.6 के उस हिसाब से आप रिक्वेस्ट भेज दो, ठीक है?
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक्स अ लॉट
जी।
Regarding ATC, Madam Archana Singh from Strachi Group also had a similar question. Archana ji, did you get your answer?
Yeah, already. She was talking about the newly incorporated company register for Udyam registration. So Viswarupda has already clarified. Okay.
Yes.
So any other questions?
Yes, so Sanjeev, I will ask one question.
Identify yourself and raise your question.
Myself, Surendra Kayal. We are
Oh,
importing.
Shankar, please.
We are importing the goods from different
बाजी
foreign
आपको
countries.
we are unable to see you. आप अपने आप को visible कर दीजिए.
I think now my video is on.
हाँ.
We are importing the goods and resupplying to our various customers according to their requirement in small packings and different sizes. We do repacking and sizing manually. Can we, under which category we can register ourselves under Udyog Aadhaar? At present, we are registered Udyog Aadhaar under services category. Under the new system, can we register under which category?
Yes, you can migrate your existing registration to Udyam registration. Okay, there is the second option. You'll choose for the second option, the re-registration process. Okay. So as it is, you can migrate yourself to Udyam registration.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question.
So,
I have a question, sir.
Arunji, any question from your side? Bhavna ji, you have any
Yes.
questions?
Yes, I have a question. Once I register as a seller, do I get notification anytime a tender is placed in the portal, or I have to keep checking? Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Am
Can
I
you repeat your
audible?
question?
Yes. So if I am registered as a seller, do I get notification anytime there is a tender placed in the portal relating to my product, or I have to keep checking the portal?
Vijaydev Babu.
You're going to get the notification after you publish your catalog. If the product any bid is been floated as per the product category which you have published, you will get the notification then, not for any other category.
Thank you.
Yes, a question.
Yeah, please. Rajiv ji, tell me.
Yeah, I wanted to know for Udyam registration, if the plant and machinery value is not there, so can I do an Udyam registration like for garment production? We do the job work, manufacturing by the job work. Different products have been manufactured at different locations on a job work basis.
So you have turnover, right? You don't have any plant and machinery investment, but you have the turnover.
Right.
Yes. So on that basis, you will be classified either as micro, small, or medium.
Okay,
You submit your return. You submit your income tax return.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So automatically, data will be collected from your income tax return.
Okay.
Okay. If there is no investment in plant and machinery, it will automatically show 0. Otherwise, it will be collected as it is from your income tax return, and it will be classified. Your enterprise will be classified accordingly.
So,
one more clarification, sir.
Yeah, tell me. Hello. Oh.
When we are doing the migration, the earlier category is no more existing, under which we have got registration, the Udyog Aadhaar. In Udyam, that category is not existing. Can you hear me, Sanjeev?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
When we are migrating from Udyog Aadhaar to the Udyam, the category is not existing in the new system. Old category is not existing in the new system.
Sir, category will be changed, sir, because definition has changed. So if you are in small under Udyog Aadhar, now maybe you have downgraded to micro. So there is no issue because definition has changed. So new category, your category will be as per the new definition.
और सुंदर भाई जी, आपको कोई भी दिक्कत हो तो विश्वरूपता से आप कांटेक्ट कर लीजिए, वो हेल्प कर देंगे आपको.
Okay, thank you.
So I hope all the questions are now answered. May I now
Sir, I have a
request?
question.
Who are you, sir?
Hello.
Hello. Identify
Yeah, myself
yourself.
Narendranath Datta.
বলুন.
Yeah, myself Narendranath Datta. আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি রিটেল সেক্টর থেকে বিলং করছি. আমরা মার্বেল এন্ড টাইলস নিয়ে কাজ করছি, বাট মাই কোয়েশ্চেন ইজ দিস কি আমাদের ধরুন বিভিন্ন জায়গায় means retail hub or showroom রয়েছে. তো is it necessary for Udyam registration for separate registration of for separate address?
না, এরকম নয়. দেখুন, ফার্স্ট অফ অল ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং আর সার্ভিস ইন্ডাস্ট্রি উদ্যম রেজিস্ট্রেশন নিতে পারে. আর এখন খুব পরিষ্কারভাবে বলে দিয়েছে যে একটা এন্টারপ্রাইজ একটাই সার্টিফিকেট নেবে. আগে যেরকম অনেকে উদ্যোগ আদায় ইউনিট ওয়াইজ নিয়ে নিত বা লোকেশন ওয়াইজ নিত, এখন সেটা হবে না.
Hello.
Means location wise is not mandatory, no?
না, লোকেশন ওয়াইজ হবেই না. সেটা করলে ভুল হয়ে যাবে. আপনাকে এন্টারপ্রাইজ ওয়াইজ নিতে হবে. আপনার একটা এন্টারপ্রাইজের যা একটা প্যান নাম্বার আছে তো একটাই নেবে.
Okay.
Hello.
Correct.
এবার আর কোনো প্রশ্ন নয়. অলরেডি আমরা 5:40 হয়ে গেছে. হ্যাঁ, এবার আমি মে আই নাও রিকোয়েস্ট মাই গুড ফ্রেন্ড শ্রী সরজিৎ মিত্র সাহেব to kindly deliver a very hearty vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev. It's always a pleasure, in this getting into this interactive session, and with the MSME segment, it has been a long time demand from a lot of people to smoothen out and do a hand holding on the GEMS portal as well as the Udyam process which is being rolled out. So it is my pleasure and an honor on behalf of this chamber and also on my own to give a vote of thanks on this occasion. You are all aware that the MSME sector has really been hard hit post-COVID and lockdown thereof. This workshop has been an extremely useful and effective session for providing hand-holding sessions to address issues relating to Udyam and GEM registration for MSME. Our learned speakers have deliberated on the key features and also displayed the registration procedure in great details. We are extremely thankful to Sri Vishwarup Chakraborty, our very old friend, whom we have the pleasure of his company in our mentoring sessions at the MCCI. And Sri is an MSME consultant from Suvidha Consultants Private Limited. And Sri Vishwajit Sarkar, GEM Business Facilitator, West Bengal Government and member National GEM Training Team, for addressing the workshop as also for answering queries. I would request both of them to take time out from their busy schedules to come join us in our mentoring session, whether it is physical or virtual, and add value along with the MCCI in helping the MSME steam forward ahead. So we thank all the participants for their august presence. Thank you so much for coming here and hope there has been substantial value add across. I thank the members of the media fraternity for joining this program and hope that the deliberations will be carried in the esteemed media in a befitting manner. It is worth noting that both our anchor persons are Vishwarup and Vishwajit. So MSME will become Vishwa, which is a world phenomena and bloom. That is our prayer for MCCI. May I now propose a hearty vote of thanks and request you all to carry this with a claim. Thank you so much once again. Thanks.
Thank you, Sarojit.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prabhu. Thank you, Chaturika.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
a lot.
So much. With this, we end the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.